Hello trainers, welcome to another episode of Pokemon Go. So today we're showcasing a team that finally gave me my ELO for Season 10. It is an Ultra League Remix, not my favorite league at all, Remix League, because there's so many XL Pokemon. But this team also has XLs because really the best way to play in this league is to have XLs. Probably 2 XLs at least in my opinion, but this team has 3. So we have Scrafty as the lead XL. And then we are building a Trevenant, which is our first time using it. Not fully XL'd yet. Very, very close. 30 XL candies away from fully maxing it out. And then we have 100% Pidgeot in the back. XL'd as well too. So without a doubt, we're going to jump into these battles. We only got 2 sets because we really needed 2 sets just to get our ELO. So we're going to just talk about these battles and let's see what ELO I got from Season 10. So in the beginning here we have a Galvantula as the lead. So this is a neutral for lunges, as you can see right there. What I'm basically going to do, because we're going to be outpaced by the Galvantula, we're just going to go straight foul plays. In this case, they beat us to the CMP tie. What I really would have loved to do was go popped there and then foul play, but in this case, we're just going to go foul play. We get 1 shield at least, so we're matching. And then in this case, they're going to throw a move, and I think the best situation here is just to let it go and to bring in Trevenant to start farming down. Even though our Trevenant, in this case, I have 2451 because I did manage to power it up 1 level today, or half level. But regardless, it's not fully maxed, so I just want to be sure it has extra energy on its back. And I threw the Shadow Ball first just to chip away, and then I'm bringing Pidgeot. We know this is going to be a Brave Bird here, so we're going to have to let it go. And then we have a good old Jellicent in the back, another XL Pokemon. So our first team that we faced with this team is an XL team, as you can see. So it has Bubble Beam. We're just going to call the bait here just in case. They're going to probably go with another Bubble Beam, which is perfectly fine. I think in this situation here, I went with Brave Bird. And I don't think they're going to shield here. I'd be very surprised. Yep, they just let it go. And what we're trying to do here is farm all the way down. So in this situation, I felt like having the energy was important for Pidgeot, so I can come back into good old Trevenant and throw the Seed Bomb. I know I can get to 2 before it gets to another Sky Attack, because once they threw their Brave Bird just previously, they were out of energy for the most part. So we were able to chip it down, and it just has a little bit of health, and I believe Feather Dance will be just enough to knock it out, and we can win our first match. Again, triple XL team Pokemon, not easy to come up against, and I really think you still need 2 XLs and maybe like a Spice pick, a Shadow, like a Machamp, like a Shadow Machamp, but even so, it's still very tricky when you don't have these XLs at this point. So we come up with the Charizard here. So they baited us first because I thought they're going to go to the Blast Burn. They did charge up to a Blast Burn. I went for the bait and they called it. So at this point, I'm going to go with Foul Play, and surprisingly, they let it go. So they bring in Escavalier, which is the reason why they let go of their Charizard. They just want to start building up so much energy. I'm just going to fake it to the Power Up Punch, and then I switch into our good old Pidgeot, because Escavalier doesn't really have much play against Pidgeot, but you'll be surprised how much counter damage can do on top of Mega Horn if it has Mega Horn as its moveset. And we see the good old Side Strike from Mewtwo. So we're going to build up to another Feather Dance. We built up to the Brave Bird, but we went with Feather Dance. And that we get the actual shield here, which is perfect. So we can come into Trevenant. There's not going to be any moves here that's going to cause us any issues. Plus being debuffed twice is going to cause an issue. So in this case, they bring in Escav and then they go Mega Horn. In this case, I just went up to the Shadow Ball and switch into Scrafty, so it forces them to throw. In this case, they deplete all their energy with good old Drill Run. And then we come into with Mewtwo, and a Shadow Ball is going to knock it out, and we win that match. GG's. So just utilizing my energy the best way that I can with this team. And here we go, moving on to the next battle. We have Gyarados as the lead. So in this case, I think I just go straight Foul Play. Most times in the very beginning, most people don't shield because they just usually think it's a pup, because they want you to, they think you're going to be ramping up to get your attack going. But in this case, I just want to chip, and then I went into Trevenant to see maybe what they'll come out with, but in this case they're going to go with Crunch. We're going to have to shield this no matter what, and then they bring in a Nidoqueen. So in this case, I just go with the Seed Bomb here. I'm just trying to see how many Seed Bombs I can let go. In this case, this is a Poison Fang for sure. They did not build up to an Earth Power, but even though Earth Power won't do much for us or against us. And yeah, we just go Seed Bomb here once again. I'm hoping to see if I can get to another one, and I can. So this is going to apply more pressure again if they're going to shield and they let it go. But then I jump right back into Scrafty here. I'm not sure if this is really like the best play, but I wanted to see if I could ramp up on some energy. We are able to farm it down. We do have a Foul Play, so we're going to throw the Foul Play and see that they actually bring in a Gyarados. So this is going to knock out the Gyarados. And then they have a good old Kingdra in the back. So this is still a little dodgy because the Dragon Breath damage still does a lot against the Pidgeot. What I'm going to do here is call the bait, which seemed to be very close to an Outrage. I don't think they went for an Outrage. I think they just built up to an Octazooka and just thrown. So I wanted to see if they were going to shield. I cleared my debuff here just in case, and then I'm going to have to shield because this is definitely an Octazooka. This is going to definitely knock us out on top of the Dragon Breath damage, and luckily we did not get our attack fallen. I think if we did again, we would probably lose, and then we just gust all the way down and we win that match with a sliver of health. So GG's there with that trainer. Moving on to the next battle here, former legends, we have a Mandibuzz lead. So as you may or may not know, Ultra League is very known for its Mandibuzz and G-Fisk core. So in this case, Scrafty can win against this match depending on how they do with shields. I think as long as we match up with shields, we can win. In this situation here, I thought it was smart enough to use both of my shields in this situation. But as you're going to see, I don't know if we're going to win this particular match. I forgot which one it was. I think it was this one we lose the match. And if I did not shield and came in with either Pidgeot or Trevenant and just farm all the way down, we would have been in a better situation. So in this case, like I said, I just build. I think they're going to shield here, and then they'll get to a move right about now. And I should have let this go, but I've actually shielded here. So you'll see this in a little bit. So they bring in Jellicent. So in this case, I guess another situation here why I lost. I didn't get to the move. If I went to the Foul Play, in this case they'll probably most likely shield as well too, which makes it very hard. And then I had a call to see if they're going to have an Ice Beam, and they did. And this is not looking very good for us. So in this situation, I should have probably went with Brave Bird as well, but I went with Feather Dance, and they called the bait. I just went into Trevenant just to start farming down with energy because this Ice Beam is not going to do too much damage, and we see a G-Fisk in the back. So we can't get outpaced here. We are going to get outpaced here because we're pretty much 2 Rock Slides away from knocking us out. In a fresh situation with Trevenant and G-Fisk, you need 3 Rock Slides to knock out Trevenant. So with that little bit of chip damage of the Ice Beam, it was not enough for us to actually win, and we're going to lose this match. GG's. So I didn't top left because it's been a while since we played Ultra League, and I was curious to see how much damage a Brave Bird does against a G-Fisk, and it actually does about a good 35%. So that's just something good to know in the future if you're ever in a situation where you need to throw that Brave Bird or not. But GG's there against that trainer. So moving on to the next match here, we have Typhlosion. So really the best situation in this case is to go straight Foul Play, because if they don't shield, you can shield once and farm all the way down and have a lot of energy, as you can see here. So in this case, we're going to shield, and they're going to go with the Blast Burn, and they're just going to be shy enough to get to another one, and we are able to farm it down. So in this case, they have a Sylveon, and we quickly switch into our Trevenant, and we come into and just bait to see if we're going to get our first shield from our trainer here. We do, which is great. Then in this case, I'm going to go straight into Shadow Ball. They're most likely not going to shield, which is the case. And then we can just farm. In this case, they can't actually go Octazooka. They have to go Outrage to knock us out, which I do let go our Trevenant. And I'm going to go into our Pidgeot just to start farming so we can have energy against the Sylveon. So I'm going to go straight into Feather Dance just to debuff this Pokemon, because a Charm's going to do a lot of damage. I do have a lot of health against our Scrafty, so I'm going to Pup first, and then I'm going to go with our Foul Play. This is going to help chip quite a bit. This could be not also well too, because you're giving them so much energy to farm, but I believe with just the Guts damage alone we'll be doing pretty good. So I can just shield here as the Sylveon is going to go down and we win this match. So a lot of times trainers are not going to double up with their Psy Shocks. So there we go. Rank 20, we got 2303, which is our good old Elo. So we're going to jump into these the next set, because I wanted to get 2 sets to see if this was decent enough to record. And we're moving on to the next battle here. We see a Shadow Dragonite. So in this case, I believe they're going to go straight Dragon Claw. They have Dragon Tail as their fast move, so this is hitting pretty hard. Again, I just went straight foul play because I just want to chip away this Dragonite the best that I can. Because look how much damage is done so far. I jumped into Pidgeot to see if I can get some energy in the beginning here. They throw the Dragon Claw, and then it farms all the way down. And then here we see a Scizor. I thought it was going to be, what is it called, Escavalier, but it's good old Scizor. So what I did here, I went with Feather Dance just to chip away and also to lower down their attack. We do get a shield, which is perfect. So I'm going to jump into Scrafty here, not to reveal our next Pokemon. Plus, Night Slash is going to chip away a lot more against good old Trevenant, so I don't want to do that. In this case, I was trying to farm all the way down, so I'm going to utilize my last shield. We have a lot of energy, and we see a Snorlax here. So again, I'm just chipping. I just want to chip. They're not going to shield the first one. I'm just going to bait the shield here to see if they're going to shield, and we do get it. And then I jump into Trevenant, and then the best thing we're going to do in this situation is just pretty much go straight C-bombs and chip away, because Shadow Ball is not going to do anything against the Snorlax. Their Body Slams are not going to do anything against us because we're also a Ghost type, but the Licks were going to do a lot of damage, so we're going to win that match. So here we go. Next match, we have Giratina Origin as the lead, which is a Pokemon I would love to use, but don't have one built. But we see good old Mega Horn from Escavalier. As you can see how much damage it actually does. I did not want to utilize my shield, so I went with Brave Bird here, and they don't shield as well. So what they're going to do most likely is just build up so much energy as they can. They knew we're going to get to the Feather Dance, so they're going to throw here, and they called out their Omnis Wind. So this is going to be an Omnis Wind, Shadow Ball, Giratina Origin, which is good to know. I went with the bait move here, which was Power Up Punch, which they called the bait surprisingly, and then they actually caught the foul play onto Sylveon, which is basically what got them to win this match. But you could see in the end here, because this is the battle that we did lose to, how we had to actually call the bait in this situation. So we just chipped away with all the C-bombs here, which was not looking too good for us. We need to get to one more Seed Bomb. I think going to a Shadow Ball would have been good, but in this situation I was thinking that they're going to double shield their Sylveon, and in case they did, and then they went back into Giratina. So I had to call the bait first here, which they went with the Shadow Ball, and then this one here I ended up shielding, which I needed to call this bait. If I called this Ominous Wind, I would have been in a better situation. But in this case, I got CMP tied against him, and we got the Shadow Ball bait, and there was nothing we could have done. I wasn't too sure, how much energy that I need to undercharge in order to get to another pup, because if we got to a pup, we were able to knock out that Sylveon and win the match. So it was just a little convoluted in that matchup, but without a doubt, GG's with that trainer. A lot of situations where I just could have won, but he really outplayed me there, which was just good on his part. So good old G-Fisk in the lead, and they switch into a Sylveon. So we have to double check and make sure that this is not like a double charm team, because if someone throws in a charm, it's almost like 8 times out of 10 it could be a double charm team. But without a doubt, we just have to pay attention to it. So we went with the Feather Dance move, and I was just farming all the way down. I was a little mad that I had a double shield in this situation. I was being extra greedy, but we have a Stunfisk coming back in, and I go with the Brave Bird first, and then I go to another Feather Dance, and I'm going to let it go just to knock it down. And in this case, I think I switch. Yep, I go into a Scrafty here. So any move that it's going to throw is not going to hurt us that much because it's been debuffed. And then we see a good old Jellicent. So I'm just going to go again. Another foul play here. No sense of baiting. Just to, chip as much damage as I could. Went to another foul play once again. And I think they don't shield. Yeah, they don't shield. And basically that is it. GG's with that match. So if they would have shielded, maybe it would have been easier, but I think they only had maybe Bubble Beam instead of Ice Beam in that situation. But regardless, good match. So moving on, an XL Pelipper, which is a very interesting Pokemon that we don't typically see. We go straight foul play once again. You know, why not bait? But they actually shielded, which is the first time we've seen that, which is okay. This is definitely a Hurricane, but I did not want to shield because I want to be a head-on energy. So we ended up seeing a good old Registeel. So we're going to just Brave Bird just to chip away as much as we can. There's no sense of going Feather Dance, so we're just going to let this go. This is a Flash Cannon. They did charge up to 100 energy. So what I'm going to do here is go into our Scrafty. I'm just going to build up as much energy as I can. I think I double shield in this situation because I have a feeling that I can just spam out with all this energy. I know farming is not going to be completely swell in this situation, but I ended up just pupping once just to build up that energy and that attack stat. And here we go, we're going to farm all the way down. The Pelipper comes back in. We're going to go with the foul play first, and I believe they shield, and then we can definitely get to another foul play. They're going to throw a Weather Ball, which we do survive, and I throw the foul play here, and this should knock out the Pelipper here. Nope, it doesn't. So I jump into Trevenant to snipe and to get some extra energy. And again, our Trevenant now is a little bit more healthy, so we can definitely survive 2 Rock Slides, and we can definitely get into 2 Shadow Balls and win this match, and we're going to win fairly easily. So GG's there with this trainer. So we'll just let this play out a little bit more. But so far, Trevenant, first time using this Pokemon. Again, not fully XL'd. This is rank, gosh, I don't know, like 40 or something like that. I think this is really the best Trevenant I had for an XL. And I feel like just with the bulk and the HP difference so far, it's making a nice difference with the matchups. So pairing it up with Pidgeot and Scrafty from last season, I used Scrafty and Pidgeot, and I feel like that was a pretty good core for itself. And adding Trevenant now just makes it that much easier, or at least helps up with the matchup. So we have Gliscor here. We were farming up. They were farming up to an Earthquake. I think they were going a little bit more than just Earthquake there. And we were trying to catch the Earthquake onto Pidgeot, which didn't happen. So in this case, I built up to the Feather Dance just so we can survive 1 more Rock Slide before we get into another Brave Bird before we die. So we just build up to the Brave Bird. We know they can't necessarily farm us down, so they're going to have to throw another Rock Slide, but they do tie us to a CMP tie. And we let go our Pidgeot, and we can come into our Gliscor, or not Gliscor, we don't have one, our Scrafty, and then we can farm all the way down. I believe they eventually switch here. Yep, they switched, so they saved energy on their G-Fisk. We do have to shield this Earthquake, and then we're going to go with the Pup. This is definitely a nice slash. We don't have to worry about it, so they're fishing for the boost. And then we're just going to go with the Pup here to see if they shield or not. They end up shielding, which is good. And then I think I went with another Pup, which is probably not the best situation here, but we're just going to ramp up. And I switch into Trevenant because, you know, silly move for me to throw another, what's it called, Pup. But the Nice Slash goes through. This is most likely a Rock Slide, so we just let this go. We can farm all the way down, and then we have a Blastoise in the back. So this is still looking pretty good. It's not close to a win just yet. We do get the last shield, and I think I could have gone to a Shadow Ball, but I just went with a Seed Bomb here just to chip away, just to be safe. And then I go into our Scrafty. We have enough for the foul play. This should just about knock it out. I think we need to be a counter or 2 away. Yep, counter or 2 away. We do shield here. This is just a Hydro Cannon. Very close for them to stack back to back. And then we'll have enough health to chip away this G-Fisk and win this match. So I believe this was the last battle. We're just going to showcase our win here. We're ace 23-47. It is a 69% win rate with what we had. I think we scroll right down here, 135 to 195, and that about wraps it up. So this team is fun. Again, it's just one of those things, you have to have XLs for this remix cup. With some of the Pokemon that's not included for the remix, they mix up the remix, the Ultra League meta for XLs, so you can't necessarily get away from it. Hopefully they bring back Ultra League Premier Classic where you don't have to worry about XL Pokemon. It's only level 40, but it is what it is. Holiday Cups should be out right now today as of this recording. So yeah, without a doubt, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully we can climb in Holiday Cup. I do want to try it out, but if things go a little stale or sour, maybe I'll come back into Ultra League Remix, but not in high hopes. Maybe I'll use this team again. Who knows? But without a doubt, guys, again, thanks for watching, and until next time, peace.